is friggin' ugly today, but I am going to be showing you how I do mostly my eye makeup, but I'll also show you how I do my base. So for example, this is hopefully what your finished product will look like. These are the primers I use. I use two because my skin's lumpy and bumpy and awful. So I'll go apply those right now and then I'll get back to you. Okay, I've applied both of the primers, and for the base I don't use a lot. I use this one from Technic, Pro Tint, just to make myself a little bit paler. And what I do is I just get a little bit on my finger and I'll just dab it in like all across my face. So I'll get back to you guys once I've finished doing that. I'll tell you guys, but if you've got a big set like me, then you'll probably want to take it out to do this part. Okay, so I have the skin tint applied, and now I'm going to add my setting powder, which, who knows the brand, it's covered in Tipex. What I do is I take one of these little triangular powder puffs and I basically just get it covered. And I've seen like people putting it like just under their eyes. What's the point in that, by the way? I just tap it all over my face so that it all gets completely set, so then it rubs off during the day. Okay, powder's on, I've got my section back in, and we're going to move on to contour now. I use this palette from MARC, but as you can see, it's like deteriorating. I mix these two colours usually, but I think I'm just going to use the greyish colour today because the colour of skin tint I used is like cool toned. So I'll grab a brush and I'll get back to you and show you how to do that. Okay, so the brush I've got is like stained blue, but it'll be fine. I don't think it'll rub off my face. It doesn't usually. So just like cover your brush with the colour that you want and then blend it from like the top of your ear almost down to like, I'd say here, maybe like lining up with your mouth. And then just blend it in until it looks somewhat natural. And then do it to the other side as well. What else I like to do, because I don't have a jawline of my own, is I like to fake one and draw it on with the same colour as I did for my cheekbones. I'm going to do the same for my nose, so I can just like define it more so my face doesn't look like there's something missing. I feel like if I just do foundation on my nose, then it doesn't really look, my face doesn't look as like full as I want it to, if you know what I mean. I like to blend it up into like underneath my eyebrows as well, so that it creates a shadow. What I'm going to show you next is eyeliner. I'm using Troublemaker Mischief eyeliner. I lost my my sharpener, but we're just going to have to work with it and try not to get a splinter in my eyeball. What I like to do is I like to pull with my ring finger, I like to pull my eyelid down and then carefully draw in my waterline, which takes about, well, not even 10 seconds. And then I'll do the same on the other side. I like to really draw it into the to like the very like inner corner of my eye. I feel like it gives it more depth and makes my eye look a little bit longer. And then after that, usually I'll go in with a liquid eyeliner. This one is, I'm not sure what brand this is. I just pick stuff up and buy it. With this, I like to go in on my top lid, and I like to draw a line like I did on my waterline right into the corner. At the very end, you can use your fingers to like blend it out. The method I use to do my makeup, you really need to like trust the process, because at the beginning it looks fuck ugly, but you end up with a really nice product at the end. After that, I use this palette from Rimmel London, and I use the black, but I don't use it with a brush usually. I just use my finger. I feel like I get more product that way. And then you just need to blend it here, just into the eyeliner that you'd previously applied. I'm going to do that on the other eye, and then I'll show you the next step. So I went like a little bit ahead, and I've done the same as I did on the top one with the eyeshadow on the bottom lid as well. I'm going to show you how to do that on this eye. So once again, you get it on your finger, and then you'll blend it down and around. Don't overdo it though, because like then you're just gonna look like a panda. And I get that's kind of the point, but sometimes it doesn't look like that in a good way, if you know what I mean. Just happy to look a mess. And then this time I am going to use a brush if I can find it. I'll find it and then I'll come back. Okay, I found it. I'm using this like round-ish brush. So I'm just going to get black on that. And then I'll start like going up to where I'll probably be stopping the eyeshadow. If you've got like hooded eyes like me, where you can hide secrets in, then I'd say go up pretty high. I'd say like almost to your eyebrow, because otherwise your eye's just gonna swallow it, and you don't want that. Okay, great. So I've got that up high enough, and what I like to do is I like to bring it from up here into the very corner, so it's almost like a sideways teardrop shape. You might have to do that like a couple times just so that you can really get the definition. Yeah. So that's like the kind of shape that you want, so that you're not making your entire like eyelid and eyebrow black. Because you still want to make it like a defined shape. So after you've done that, you're going to want to fill it in, which I'll go and do that right now so that I'm not staring into your souls while I'm doing that. Okay, so I've got the eyeshadow on both eyes. I feel like the last step would be mascara. I'm using, once again, this brand that I don't know, but I think it's pretty good. And that's the finished look. Let me know if there's any other like makeup tutorials or like hair or anything that you want, because I need more content, gonna be honest. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.